well, I've never even touched a fake breast. I wouldn't even know where. Are you sure those don't
that's how it's
fake
gonna
to me?
work.
And then it's gonna go for, well, touch them if you want. Like the totally every time I've ever gotten in that conversation, it ended with me grabbing somebody's boob. Like
It's because they paid for it. They want to show it off. Like
That
so-
and Kyle's
somebody-
not 72, so like it's probably
That
not gonna
helps,
work with Woody.
I
Just
know.
like, hey,
what do you play it off as just like a senile stumble? You know?
I do have a thing though. So I haven't had fake boobs, but I have had this testicular torsion surgery when I was 15, and even
Same thing.
what?
yeah, I was sitting.
What happened with your balls that you needed to untwist your balls surgically?
So a lot of people have heard this before. So in fast forward, Kyle took his headset up. In fast forward, I guess I don't know if it's your vas deferens or whatever, but there's some sort of like tube that holds your testicle, and mine was longer than normal. So it allowed the testicle to turn up. And I'm sitting there in biology class in 10th grade. And it hurts. Like, it hurts like a bunch. And I felt my jeans were too tight or something, so I kept, like, pulling them down and giving myself a little more breathing room, and it's not resolving the problem. So so I go to the nurse, and I'm like, you know, my testicles really hurt. Like, you know, one of my testicles is a lot of pain. And the nurse didn't want to, like, you know.
Props for you for going to the school nurse. I would have been like, look, you need to let me call my mom so I can like have the pediatrician talk to me about this one.
I mean, like, props maybe, but it hurt a lot. Like, I was
so
getting
you
a
just-
little concerned. And the nurse didn't want to, like, cup them and check it out. So she got, I think, a gym teacher over who may have had some sort of first aid training.
Coach Paterno, over here.
Pretty much, yeah. So
Cup Woody's balls.
the gym teacher comes over, and I drop them, and he touches them, and he's like, you know, like he's like, look, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but there's something going on, and we need to get this guy.
Let's get Sandusky over here. He'll know what to do.
Oh shit!
Make some like gym teacher pun, like that's no dodgeball, and then just send you to the hospital.
And at this point, I'm like moaning and stuff, like I'm in pain. And they're like, you know what? It's between classes right now. We can get you on a stretcher and into an ambulance, nearly privately. You know, if we just fucking get on the ball, presto. And that's what they did. They got the ambulance there. Nobody even knew. And we're headed across, like, it's hard to describe it, but like this road that's on a bridge at 45 mile an hour limit, we're going like 80. And I'm like in the back, like moaning and like oh god, like you know, and I'm like, can you go faster? Because I'm looking for some relief from this. And the passenger's like, yeah, you know, dude, can you go faster? And he's like, I'm going 80. Like it's pretty quick for an ambulance in a 45. Like it's not like maneuverable. And we get there, and I'm in the emergency room, right? And we're all separated pretty much just by curtains, you know? Like there's a lot. It's like a big room with just curtains dividing everything up. And I'm like the noisy one. And my father, he's like, they're taking care of you first. Keep it up. You know? Because like you can walk in there with a broken arm, and if you're like, oh, dude, it's chill, you know, then they're like, all right, you know, but this guy over here, we don't know what the scoop is. And they wheel me into a room that says nuclear medicine on it, which like this is like the early 90s.
I've seen that room. I always think like I want to go in there. Maybe I'll come out fucking supercharged. I'm gonna get up in there. I don't need that shielding. Don't give me that lead vest. I just want to hide behind the machinery.
Prior to that, my calves were like toothpicks. Yeah. and so they wheeled me into the nuclear medicine thing, and I guess they injected my like circulatory system with something.
See, I'm gonna want some of that too. Yeah, inject me with something
in there, man.
And then they're able to like, I guess, blast me in some way, and they can just see where the blood's flowing. And
I like it.
It's not flowing to my balls like it's
sort of a
supposed
Hulk
to.
type thing.
Yeah,
Sort of.
And
so they're like, there's something wrong with your balls, Woody. We gotta.
yeah, well, at
I
this
thought
point,
it was something cool, like you had like done a kickflip and like the skateboard had like twisted your nuts. Like,
You know how you seal up some bread when you're really
That's exactly
and you want to eat your sandwich and you're just like brrrr, twist his fist. That's what happened to his balls.
that's all I thought
He
it was.
almost got castrated, like
So they-
self-castration. It sounds like.
they went in there and they sliced right down down the sack, and I don't know what color he said they were. It was gray or dark gray or grack or what, or black or something.
They're supposed to be, right?
Yeah, he's like, it wasn't good. You know, he's like, we saw these things, and he just sort of unspun them in place. And he's like, immediately they pinkened up. Like, he was very pleased with the reaction to being unspun.
Like, those are some healthy testes right there, boys.
Yeah, and he's like, I think we're going to be okay here. And by like day 2, I think I spent 2 nights in the hospital. He was just like, dude, it's good to be 15. Like, you were bouncing back. Even your stitches heal quicker. Like, everything was good. And, I was worried about my fertility, but those questions were later answered.
Hey.
And that's it. I actually have a couple stitches that hold my testicles in place right now for life that stop it from ever happening again.
I want to get that as a preventative measure.
You can touch mine and see if you like them. If you feel just right, you're like, oh yeah, there's the stitch.
I'm telling you, it is a real upgrade.
Yeah.
Stitch ball sacks.
Jesus fucking Christ, I hate that story. Every time you tell it, I just want to check the fuck out. Every single time. Because it just sounds like the most aching. I know what it felt like. I know it sounds silly, but I know what it felt like. I'm imagining a dull, aching pain that goes like from testicles to like belly button.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way wide, and it just hurts, and you can't even nail down exactly where it hurts because so much stuff is hurting in that area, and it's just excruciating.
You're crushing
like
it. That's exactly what it's like. And we probably all felt that, but it goes away in like, what? Seconds. Like even 30 seconds is weird. You see it in UFC fighters a lot. Like they get kicked in the balls, and then they're like, can you still fight? And 30 seconds later, he's not even like, should I go back? Like, I'm kind of at 100%, but mine lasted for hours. And that's the
no, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't get on that. We were talking